Joe?
Yeah. Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1298, the last day of April for the year 2024. 91 degrees on this day on two occasions, 1934 and 1952. And it was as chilly as 24 degrees on this day in 1903. You've heard the local weather forecasts. The lakes will be warming up. Get a hold of Aquaside. They'll keep your swimming beach free of weeds and algae with the pond and lake products they've been making for more than 60 years, keeping beaches free of weeds and algae. The products are easy to use. They work quickly. They're registered with the EPA and DNR. Call Aquaside. Tell them what you think your problem is. Describe it to them. They'll make sure you get the right products and your place will look great all summer long. Call Aquaside at 1-800-328-9350 or go to aquaside.com. And it is courtesy of Aquaside that we have the ice outs, and we are really nearing the end. I believe next week will bring us to the end. And today we have only Minnetonka went out on this day. In 2013, I can find no ice outs on this day for White Bear.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
The morons who aren't protesting on college campuses, in fact, as many as 10,000 of them are in Boca, Florida for what's called the Boca Bash.
Oh, boy. Let's go.
And it's a spring break situation. And these hypocrites are seen in a very nice boat with a triple outboards on the back out in some really heavy seas. And they're dumping their wastebaskets of trash into the ocean. And then I'm sure they'll go back. I'm sure they'll go back to their failed academy and hold signs about the earth is in trouble because of pollution and what have you.
They're not just throwing a couple of red Solo cups. That dude's doing a major dump.
You saw it too?
Yeah.
Yeah, two trash cans. Florida locals are infuriated.
I would be.
And I don't blame them. It's just,
Have we identified them? Can we find them? And,
I couldn't see the name of the boat behind the motors. It was kind of blurry. But that's
and I do have a bit of confusion about the story. The spring breakers are inland on the inland waterway. Mm-hmm. These morons are out at sea. And somehow they have been affiliated with the spring breakers. I have no doubt that they are.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I have no doubt that they are. But they're out in some really rough seas. Yeah. And they're lucky they didn't fall out of the boat when they were emptying their trash cans of beer cans into the ocean.
I wish they would have. On another note, a video that I saw that we briefly discussed, the guy, the 62-year-old from New York that keyed the Let's Go Brandon car at the Winn-Dixie.
I saw that.
You don't even have to process him in jail. Mm-hmm. The look he got and the treatment from the wife is going to be punishment enough for the next 10 years. I don't agree with what he did, but have mercy on him, Judge, because he's in trouble.
No, don't have any mercy on that hypocrite.
I know, I'm just having fun, but she just looks at him and says, don't.
If you didn't see the story, it's a New Yorker and his wife are walking in some downtown area of some city in Florida. A cop comes up to him and has proof that this idiot had keyed a car. It was all on video. And yes, his wife really gave him the look.
She did.
And he keyed the car because it had an anti-Biden slogan on it.
Yeah, let's go, Brandon.
And the version I read said, "Man discovers cops in Florida different than New York."
So it had an anti-Biden sticker on the car.
Go Brandon.
Yeah, let's go Brandon.
Let's go Brandon.
Oh, that kind. Okay, I got you. Yeah. I got you.
Now, yesterday we discovered that Kristi Noem, in an effort to tout her ability to make decisions and take the bull by the horn, so to speak, shot her dog and a goat. And I've received a very good sampling of emails. including this one from Josh, who writes, all the preaching you do about the farthest from the nation's tallest buildings, maybe you should try going there. You guys talk like you know something about farming, ranching, and even dog ownership. It's laughable. You're just a bunch of idiots that would be lost if you ever ventured past St. Cloud. Today's show made me sick. You're a great mayor, just like that Fry guy.
Wow.
Okay.
You know what he was saying, Joe? He was saying you're all hat and no cattle.
Because I thought it was silly of her to admit that she shot the dog. No, I thought it was silly of her to shoot the dog. And I got a number of emails, not as vitriolic as this one, but many. But the other point that some emailers made is the liberals having fun with Kristi Noem's dog episode. They don't get their anger this high for dead babies. Well, you catch Kristi with a dog situation, they're just the whole world's having fun with it. I understand that maybe in the farm life you sometimes have to put an animal down, but I'm not changing my mind. I think she's a moron.
Yes.
And it cost her political career, because today's politics they're that triggered happy. They're just, doesn't take much.
Let's talk to the guy that's really, really mad. He's got to agree, though, that Kristi admitting to that and publishing it in a book will do nothing for the possible crossover voter that may or may not vote for that ticket.
Bingo.
She's doing herself harm, and she's doing the ticket harm. It doesn't matter what you think of it.
Well, not only that, because of the way this country now operates, and because of the access people have to news via social media, she will forever be known and never remembered for anything else in her life as a dog killer. That's just the way it works.
Right.
Remember, I'm trying to go back. Which president, our vice president, couldn't spell potatoes?
That was
Quayle.
Dan Quayle. Yeah.
Which presidential candidate was spotted in a tank with a big, funny, goofy helmet on?
Dukakis.
like Dukakis.
Yeah, those things stick with you forever and ever.
Yes, you in the back.
So you're saying the Kristi Noem Michael Vick ticket for 2028 might not have a lot of
I don't
legs?
think it's going anywhere.
Got it.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
What would have been a better way for her to get the message that she's farm tough?
There,
Don't bring that story up.
I just wouldn't have bothered with that.
Okay.
Here's Brainerd Dave, who writes, every year over 1 million healthy babies are put down by their own mothers. I don't hear the same moral outcry for them as Kristi's dog. Well, he's right. There's no disputing that. He's right. And go ahead.
Farmers, you hear about this frequently, that when it comes time to shoot a cow or something that they've had a long time, sometimes they have a hard time doing it, and they call a neighbor in to take care of it for them.
Thank you.
I mean, it happens.
I got a note from a fellow who writes, "Hail the Flashlight King."
Hail you.
Yeah.
And this fellow got me thinking. Joe, I just sent a question email concerning the First Amendment related to the current campus protests. But I also have an idea how to end it real quick. I don't know who he means by he sent an email. You tell the protester to take out their phone. If it's Apple, you tell them they have to immediately get rid of it, given Apple is a large contributor to the Israeli economy. If it's any other brand operating on Android, you can tell them the same, as Google is a large contributor to the Israeli economy. You tell them that if they want to divest, they have to first. Could keep going with apparel, gear, glasses, Starbucks drinks they're all carrying, and maybe continue to chase down where they got those tents. If they were bought at Walmart, well, you get the idea. Good luck, Jesse. And he got me thinking.
Yes.
But I'm looking at these protests around the country, and I'm looking at these kids, and I've come to the conclusion these are the most stupid, spoiled, idiotic young people this country has ever raised. You bunch of freeloading, pink-haired, gluten-free, gobbling, pronoun-selecting, taking a useless major snowflakes who need support hamsters and are triggered by the American flag.
Yes.
You are idiots.
Here,
You
here.
are so naive and so stupid. You don't know that Hamas could not wait to slaughter your sorry, lazy ass. That's how dumb you morons are.
How dumb are
They
they?
are the dumbest
Amen.
college generation that's ever existed. Your failed academy has not failed. They have turned you into nothing. You are nothing. You are an idiot. Now grab your support rabbit and get back to your useless major that you're taking about social engineering, diversity, inclusion, equity, tree cutting, or whatever the hell you're doing, because you're idiots. You're absolute idiots. I've
yeah.
never seen people this stupid ever in my life.
I had
You
a
worked with
similar.
us.
I had
Right.
It's
You
a
work with
similar-
us. Thank you.
similar thought yesterday, Joe, but I didn't have as many words as you just used. I thought to myself, in past history, I think it's shown, arguably, college students who protest have usually been correct. In this case, they couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah.
They are cheering against a nation that stands for freedom and cheering on murdering terrorists. You are the dumbest group of idiotic, spoiled brats I have ever seen in my life. You are complete morons. You have been failed perfectly by the failed academy. And isn't it going to be fun for the American taxpayer to bail out you no good sons of bees by having to pay for your stupid college loans that aren't going to result in anything except your further idiocy?
I'm so glad that particular emailer, I forget his name, went down that road, because later today, Josh, in his money report, listed all of the actual companies that did the very thing. We all know Josh is a very proud Jewish man, but those idiots don't even realize that we want them to divest. Okay, well then start the list.
You kids, without a doubt, are the most brain dead pile of amoeba that ever existed in this country.
Nice.
You are extremely stupid. You are extremely naive. You are extremely hypocritical. You are idiots, literally idiots. Look it up in the dictionary if you can manage to find one and actually know how to use it, because you're idiots. I
When
can't
was the
take
last-
it. I can't take it.
Take
When
it.
was the last time in this country that people, some certain class of people or color, if you will, had to sneak in the building through the back door or weren't admitted on campus? When was that? Oh, the 60s. Think of all the good that has been done since then. These kids are
They're
negating
erasing it.
equal rights, race relations, Title IX. They're erasing all the good that was done, negating it.
Speaking of that, Kenny, I'm glad you mentioned that. I have 29 seconds of a Jewish student at UCLA that was denied access, and he has a very, very good point.
Over the last couple of weeks, we have witnessed pro-Hamas protesters setting up encampments all over the country. While they cower behind their masks and hide who they are, we stand tall and proudly and voice our message to the world. Israel is not going anywhere. The Jewish people are not going anywhere.
They are. They're all hiding behind masks and everything else,
I
not
don't-
showing their identity.
I can't take credit for this thought, but it's a great thought. I don't know where I saw it. If a black young American, male or female, was blocked from entrance to UCLA, hearkening back to Little Rock, Arkansas in 1957, there would be a burning of the country. There would be riots. The NBA would suspend its season. The NFL would get in on it. The politicians would get in on it. It would be the
We all
end
would.
of the world.
We all
Well,
would.
we all would,
The
but it
whole
would be the
country
end
would.
of the world. And here's
Yep.
a Jewish kid at UCLA who was confronted by an extremely stupid person, the dumbest possible human being that could exist, and said, "You can't enter here." Don't tell me that these kids protesting are up to anything except idiocy. And they're infiltrated by professionals who are being paid to aid and abet this. Let me continue, because let's continue to connect the dots. The Hamas leaders, if there are such a thing, and they're safe from any wounding or traumatizing, they are laughing at this. They are saying these idiot kids are playing right into our hands. They're buying all the BS they've been taught about colonialization, imperialism, and racism. All we got to do is occasionally just tickle their feet and they'll just keep going. We have them right where we want them. They're that stupid. They're that amenable, malleable, whatever the word is. They are so bleeping stupid that they're doing our workforce, and they don't realize that we would shoot them to death in 30 seconds after we raped them. It's a pathetic situation to see America this screwed up. Just this screwed up. It's beyond my comprehension. Except I blame the failed academy.
What are we going to do?
I blame the failed academy.
Everything that's happened in the last 10, 20 years has led to this point. This could be the tipping point.
You snowflakes, you phonies, you run crying to take a test over because somebody misgendered you, and you wouldn't last 2 seconds. If this country got itself in a hard way and had to fight, you wouldn't last 2 seconds. You're all phonies.
I've been giving a lot of thought, Joe, to what John brought up. I think it was last week. And John, you can help me out here. You mentioned the amount of protesters at, I don't know which college it was, compared to the total enrollment of students at that college. And it was pretty great. I mean, the number of enrolled was in the thousands, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this was very early, though, too. It was only 40 or 50 demonstrators.
Yeah, and there were 40 and 50 demonstrators.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking a lot about that, and it's like, yeah, that's not a lot. But I still think any kind of protest like this needs to be stepped down right away, stopped, at least on the college campuses.
Disruption and barring a student from entering a school is not free speech.
How about occupying a building at Columbia?
That's not free speech.
Oh, okay.
And
that's criminal behavior.
Got it.
You're
what
trespassing at that point.
What is their goal here? Do they think they're going to change minds? Do they think they're going to change government policy? What's the goal?
They don't have a goal because they're not smart enough. They don't have a goal. They are parroting what they think should be said because of what they've learned in the failed academy about colonialism and imperialism. And because Jewish people can be seen to be white as a color tone, they have been picked on as a nation of oppressors. So don't forget, whiteness is much behind the behavior of these idiot fools. Even though they're white themselves, they disdain whiteness because that's what they've been taught in the failed academy, which has ruined this country. It has ruined it. And I've been converted. We're not on the way to ruin. We've been ruined.
Yep.
It's over. We've been ruined. And what kind of earth-shaking turnaround is required is a gargantuan task. And it's oh God, I can't.
Kenny, earlier today I said to Joe and Rook, imagine talking about this 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And think about how absurd that would have sounded 15 years ago. And then I said to Joe and Rook, what are we going to be talking about 15 years from now?
Well, this has got to be hurting the Democratic Party, Joe. I mean, why is this a red state, blue state thing? Red versus blue,
You're
like
right.
Florida's handling these protests, Texas, they're handling these protests. How come Minnesotans aren't? Don't the Democrats realize this is hurting them too?
Why is climate change only a red state, blue state issue?
Yeah, it's everything.
I don't want to die from a failed Earth any more than the next guy, but I just don't happen to believe it's caused by climate change. It's not going to happen here. We are governed by people who are part and parcel to the ruination of the country. We have our share of Mysterians, and the academies here are as failed as they are anywhere in the country. We have a failed governor. We have a failed. Can I do my Nicole Mitchell diatribe?
Can you?
Or do I
wait?
have to take a break
You do
first?
have to break. I can tell you're a little warmed up today.
Well, I have a Nicole Mitchell diatribe I'd like to make.
All right.